budget, the federal spring budget, and see if there is that continuing relationship, good relationship with Ontario.
Yeah, lots of interest, lots of questions. We'll stay on it. Amanda, thanks very much for this. Amanda Pfeffer in Ottawa. And just one more reminder, because of course this story continues to unfold today. We will carry Kathleen Wynne's first news conference as Premier Designate of Ontario, and that happens at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll bring that to you live right here on CBC News Network. The number of dead in the Brazil nightclub fire continues to climb by the minute. The latest figure is 245 dead. New details are emerging about the tragedy. For the very latest on the story, we've reached Time magazine correspondent Andrew Downey in Sao Paulo. So, Andrew, what are local police and fire officials saying at this stage about this tragic fire?
Well, fire officials are now saying that they believe people were prevented from leaving the club. That is one of the reasons that so many people died. In Brazil, in bars, you don't pay for each drink. You run up a tab and pay before you leave. And apparently security guards tried to stop people leaving because these people hadn't already paid their bills. One fireman said he saw a big pile of bodies inside the club by the door. These were people who just couldn't get out because the door was locked. Another young woman who was on the local news told the news that members of the band who started the fire with a flare that caught fire on the roof tried to put the fire out, but the fire extinguisher didn't work. And local reports from the area say that the club's fire inspection certificate expired in August.
So you mentioned that it sounds like some of the security people at the nightclub prevented people from leaving the club. Tell me more about the nightclub itself. It does sound like it's a big enough space to actually have a large crowd, right?
Well, it is a big nightclub. The capacity is said to be around 2,000 people. We don't know how many people were in the club at the time. Some of the fire officials have suggested that it was a very busy night and there may have been more than 2,000 people inside, but we don't know that for sure. Now, Santa Maria is a city of around 270,000 people in the south of Brazil. It's a university town. So what has happened on Saturday night is that the club was filled with young people. A lot of them were students. The club had organised different parties for student groups, most of them veterinary or agronomy students, because this is a rural area. As I said earlier, this was also carnival celebrations were going on. Carnival starts in Brazil next month, and a lot of people were there to take part in these celebrations to get started and get going ahead of Carnival.
It's just such a tragic story. I look forward to hearing more as the investigation continues. Andrew, thanks very much for the very latest on this. Andrew Downey in Sao Paulo.